A lot of people spend their whole lives chasing things they never truly wanted. They follow the safe path, get good grades, find a respectable job, make money, make everyone proud. And from the outside, it can look like they're doing everything right. But deep down, a lot of them still feel empty, like something is missing, like they're living a life that doesn't even belong to them anymore. The scary part is, most people never stop long enough to ask themselves what they actually want. They just keep running because everyone else is running too. But what happens when you wake up one day and realize you spent your entire life building someone else's dream instead of your own? Today's story is about a young man named Sam. And honestly, his story might hit closer to home than you expect. Because sometimes the biggest problem in life isn't failure. It's not knowing who you really are in the first place. Sam had just finished high school, but instead of feeling excited about the future, he felt stuck. All his friends were talking about college, careers, big plans, and moving forward with life. But Sam couldn't relate to any of it. The truth was, he never enjoyed school. He tried, but no matter how hard he forced himself, nothing connected with him. And it wasn't because his family struggled financially. They owned one of the biggest horse farms in the area. Money wasn't the problem. The real problem was deeper than that. Sam had no idea what he actually wanted from life. He felt lost, and he hated admitting it. Every day, the pressure got heavier. Watching everyone around him move forward made him feel like he was falling behind. So instead of talking about it, he kept everything inside. He spent more time alone, quiet, confused, trying to figure out why he felt so disconnected from the life everyone expected him to want. One morning, while helping out on the horse farm, Sam finally opened up to his father. He expected another lecture, maybe disappointment, maybe pressure to get serious about life. But that's not what happened. His father stayed calm the entire time. No anger, no criticism, just quiet understanding. Then he gave Sam a strange task. He told him to visit 3 successful men and ask each of them one simple question. How did you become successful? Before Sam left, his father wrote down the names and addresses on a small piece of paper. Then he said something unusual. Tell them you're the son of the man with the golden leg. Sam looked confused. He had heard people call his father that before, but never understood why. His father only smiled and said, You'll understand soon enough. And honestly, that was the moment everything started to change. Because sometimes the answers we're searching for don't come from school, books, or advice online. Sometimes they come from listening to real people who've actually lived through something real. The first person Sam visited was Mr. And, a former athlete everyone in town respected. The guy had medals, trophies, and years of success behind him. So Sam assumed he must have been one of those naturally gifted people who always had life figured out. But a few minutes into the conversation, Mr. And laughed and said, Honestly, I was one of the worst students in school. That caught Sam completely off guard. Mr. And admitted he struggled badly in class. He couldn't focus, didn't care much about studying, but there was one thing he truly loved running. That was it. While everyone else chased grades, he spent years waking up early, training every day, pushing his body harder and harder. At first, he wasn't even that good, but little by little, he improved. Better technique, better discipline, better endurance. And over time, those small improvements changed his whole life. Listening to him, Sam started realizing something important. Most successful people are not obsessed with everything. They become great because they commit deeply to one thing they care about enough to keep showing up for, even when nobody notices. The second stop was Mr. Thomas, the owner of one of the most successful restaurants in town. Sam already knew the place well. His family used to eat there all the time. Walking into that huge restaurant, Sam expected another polished success story. But instead, Mr. Thomas started laughing the second school came up. He admitted he was terrible academically too. Couldn't sit still in class. Talked too much. Barely understood half the lessons. The only things he genuinely loved were food and talking to people. That was it. So one day, he started cooking meals he personally wanted to eat. Nothing fancy. Just experimenting because he enjoyed it. At first, things didn't go well. He lost money, made mistakes. Some days probably felt embarrassing, but he kept going because cooking never felt like torture to him. It felt natural. Over time, he got better. Better recipes, better service, better understanding of people. And eventually, that small passion turned into a massive business. Hearing that hit Sam hard, because it made him realize something simple but real. You don't need to be perfect to succeed. You just need something you love enough that you don't quit when things get difficult. By the time Sam headed to the third house, he thought he already understood the pattern. He expected another successful person who struggled in school but found their passion later. But this visit felt completely different. The man who opened the door was Mr. Miguel, the top student in their old class, the smartest one, the guy everyone probably thought would become wildly successful. But strangely, his life looked much simpler than the others. No giant business, no huge house, no big signs of success. During their conversation, Mr. Miguel admitted something Sam never expected to hear. He said he spent his whole life learning a little bit about everything, but never went deep into one thing. He got good grades, knew many subjects, but never truly mastered anything. And honestly, you could hear the regret in his voice when he talked about it. That conversation stayed with Sam longer than the others, because for the first time, he understood that being smart and feeling fulfilled are not always the same thing. Sometimes people spend so much time trying to be good at everything that they never become exceptional at the one thing that truly matters to them. After leaving Mr. Miguel's house, Sam finally heard the truth about his father, and honestly, it changed the way he saw him forever. Mr. Miguel told him that his father had actually ranked dead last in school, not second to last. Last. Most people probably assumed he would never become anything important. Then, one day, after falling off a horse, his father badly injured his leg. People in town started joking about the metal support wrapped around it and gave him the nickname, the man with the golden leg. Some people laughed at him, some looked down on him, but none of that changed who he was. Even after the injury, he never walked away from the thing he loved most, horses. While other people chased status or approval, Sam's father stayed focused on his own path. He worked quietly, day after day, year after year, and eventually that small horse farm turned into one of the biggest farms in the area. Riding home that evening, Sam couldn't stop thinking about it. For the first time, he understood something powerful. His father was never trying to impress the world. He wasn't ashamed of who he was. He simply found something he loved and stayed loyal to it long enough for it to change his life. By the time Sam returned home, something inside him felt different. Not magically fixed overnight, but clearer, lighter. For the first time in a long while, he stopped worrying about what everyone else expected from him. He finally admitted the truth to himself. He loved working with horses. He loved being on the farm. And deep down, that was the only thing that ever felt real to him. So he made a decision. He wanted to become a horse trainer just like his father. But this time, studying no longer felt meaningless. Now he actually wanted to learn more about animals, farming, and training because it connected to something he genuinely cared about. And honestly, that changed everything. Because when you finally find something that feels true to you, effort stops feeling like punishment. Before leaving, Sam looked at his father differently, not as a man who failed school, but as someone who had the courage to live life his own way. And maybe that's the real lesson here. The people who change their lives are usually the ones brave enough to stop following the crowd first. Maybe the future you're searching for is already inside you. Maybe you don't need to become someone else. Maybe you just need to become more of who you already are. And if this story meant something to you, make sure to subscribe to Quiet Growth Lab for more stories about growth, purpose, and real-life lessons that actually stay with you. Also, share your thoughts in the comments. We'd really love to hear your story too. Thank you for spending these moments with us. And remember, no matter how lost life feels right now, it is never too late to find your own path and become the person you were always meant to be.